everyone, welcome to Belinda's Knitting Cafe. Thought I would sing it a little bit more. Today I am drinking bubble tea. My brother and I went to the yarn store earlier, and then we went to a cup sleeve event for 17. It was their anniversary, so I have boba today, and it's not a homemade drink, so let me just take a sip of that actually. Welcome to Belinda's Knitting Cafe. Seems like a lot of people watched the last episode, which I really appreciate because it's been a while since I made a video, and so to return with a lot of good reception was very motivating. I wanted to make this video a little earlier, but I just have been very busy lately, and in that time I have finished a sweater and I've acquired a couple of things that I wanted to share with you. So let's get started. I'll talk about what I'm wearing. It is the Up in the Cloud sweater by Camille K, and I made this a while ago out of Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the color unicorn purple. So it's got this really nice lace sleeve, and I get a bunch of compliments on it every time I wear it, so it's nice. I don't actually think that the color looks that great on me, but it is a pretty color and very springy. Where I'm living is Minnesota, and it's been pretty like spring and warm weather lately, so today is actually a bit cloudy and cooler, hence I am able to wear this sweater. So let's get started with my one finished object. It is my Aurelia Pullover by Sari Nordlund. So I finished it. I used Big Little Yarn Co. Polwarth DK in 5 different colors. From top to bottom, it's one Udo, then Kappa, then Kirin, then Kitsune, then one Udo on the bottom. And I also used, because I was afraid I wouldn't have enough of the yarn on the inside of the folded neck, I used their superwash merino in Kirin, which was left over from a different project that I had. But I ended up having enough, and more than enough. I did not weigh it, but decent amount of leftover that I probably can use as a contrast color somewhere, or I think I can make a nice like headband for the winter. And I actually really love this one Udo color, and lucky for me that I bought it in different bases. So I bought it in what is it, superwash merino fingering and Sari, so sweaters quantities worth of this. And I'm thinking about casting on the champagne cardi, which is a pattern that I have made before, just because I do like that. Like, it's a very nice and elegant, and I think with the tonals it'll look very nice. Or I mean, not tonals, these are, what's the opposite of term? Variegated. With those variegated colors, that it'll look really nice. And I already own the pattern, so I don't have to buy a new pattern. So that's what I'm thinking of doing maybe soon. But I am really happy with how this turned out. I knit the size like medium, or whatever would be like maybe the third. I think it would have been like the third size. And I like it. It is like a size up from what is recommended, so it has more ease. I wanted to really do like an oversized cable cardigan, which if I'm gonna knit something that's like really oversized, I like to size up 2 more sizes from my normal size. But I was scared I didn't have enough yarn, so I did do, when I blocked it, a little more like stretching on the width, and I think it helped. I think it is the fit that I wanted. It's not like super oversized, but it is a little like bigger and like comfy. So I'm happy with it, especially after blocking. Like, before, the cables were, I wouldn't say exactly scrunched, but when I blocked it, it just opened up so much, and it just looks really nice when it's worn. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I did make the body a little longer than the pattern, partially because I did want to get through most of my yarn. I'm holding this up and I don't even know if you can see the whole thing. And the weird thing was like this color, this middle one, it had a lot more yardage than the others. Like it's like an inch longer than the others. Like you can see the green before it and then the orange after it, like slightly longer. It's like an inch longer, and I thought that was kind of weird. It was a little unexpected, but I mean it all worked out in the end. What else to say? I knit the body and the sleeves at the same time just so that the length would line up with each other, and that was really nice when I got towards the end, because then I was like, all I have to do is just finish the, well, I finished the sleeves first because I knew, like, you know, sleeves have to be a certain length. The body can be, I don't mind it if it's a little cropped or if it's a little long. So finished the sleeves and then all I had to do was the body, and I think it worked out really nicely. I will look forward to wearing it when it gets cold again, because it is much too warm to wear it now. But very happy with it. And then my works in progress, it's falling off the needles, but it's okay because I think I have to frog back anyways. It is a Slightly Sassy V by Amy Sure Knits. You can just see the color basically. So I got to the part where I did finish the V-neck and I connected it in the round and I separated the sleeves. But I think that my gauge from the point that I separated the sleeves and joined the round versus knitting flat is different. And I think it's like different enough that I do want to rip back. I think because when I started knitting the round, I was doing more continental versus when I was knitting it flat, I would knit my knits continental and then do my purls like English style. And so normally it's not that much of a difference, but I think it's because this yarn, which is, I have the tag here, Emma's yarn in Super Silky in the color Teddy. It's a 80% superwash merino and 20% silk, 400 yards. So because of that silk content, it's like sliding off my needles and my tension is just like pretty inconsistent. So I think I will like rip back to maybe around the time of separation and then probably try knitting in English style, because I usually knit in English a bit tighter but also more consistent than I do in continental. So what else? I thought the pattern could be a little more clear because you are doing the increases for the raglan and the v-neck at the same time, and the raglan is a compound raglan, so it's not increasing at a consistent rate. That it was just really confusing. I ended up following the increase chart on that is included with the pattern, which was helpful. But I think also because, you know, in some patterns you'll put markers around the raglan stitch. In this one you place it like before or after, and I think that just kind of confused me. So I guess that's the only thing, but I do think that it is looking nice so far, and like the fabric that is being created is really nice so far. I haven't decided if I want to do short sleeves or long sleeves or like 3/4 sleeves. I think I'll probably like knit on the body for a while and then see. I also saw that there's like A-line shaping for the body, and I've never tried that in a pattern, so I don't know if I want to do that or just want to have the straight boxy fit, because I don't know, I guess it's different options I still need to think of. But that is my progress on this so far. Hopefully I will be able to make more progress, because it is probably going to get too warm to be able to wear it if I make it long sleeves, but we will see. That is that. Oh, I wanted to share, so you know, I was talking about that champagne cardi. I made buttons, and I actually made these buttons for my cardigan number 7, but out of ceramic. But it just ended up being the color being okay. I feel like I can't show them all. Let me find a good one. I can't show them and have them focus. Maybe I should take a picture. Come on. So yeah, I made these for my cardigan number 7, and I painted them in a pink glaze, but obviously this is not very pink. So I rolled it out a slab, and then I used a texture roller to give it a little texture, and I was hoping with the Celadon it would pick up some of that texture, which I think it did, but it's just not the color that I wanted. It does not match my cardigan. So I was thinking that it might go with my champagne cardi. Like, let me hold the button again. The button. I think it could go together. We'll see how the fabric turns out, if I will be able to use it with that, or there's always other cardigans in it in other colors that I might be able to use these buttons, or just make more. So I think it was like a good experience just making the buttons and seeing how that works, that it actually worked out. So besides the color, I'm pretty happy with them. They seem pretty sturdy. I'm pretty gentle with my knitwear when it comes to washing and things like that, so I'm not really worried about them breaking. And they're so small, and I think with the glaze it really like protects it. So in the future we will see what I end up using the buttons for. Let me take a sip of my drink. Okay, so moving on to acquisitions. Oh, since I started talking about my ceramic making, might as well just kind of continue with that. I did want to say, what is it? Last time I did say that I wanted to share a little more of the things that I've been making that aren't exactly knitting, but I guess my ceramics are kind of knitting related. This time at least. So I made some yarn bowls. This is one of them. This is what it looks like. It's just a bowl. And it's got a little curly thing cut out. Nice. So I did make a small one before I really understood the shrinkage of ceramics, and this one is, I can't fit a full skein in it. I have to like knit a bit and then I can fit it in here, although I do have another acquisition which I think will fit in here, and I'll share that. But with this one and the brown one and then this one I made is like a bluish green. Focus. There we go. It's supposed to be green. It fits a whole skein of worsted yarn. So I am typically a person who does pull from the outside, so I think this will be really handy for me, and just like they are pretty sturdy, and I like having them on my table, and it's nice. I really like how this glaze turned out. It's like a mystery green. My teacher just says he just puts all of the leftover green into the bucket and then it's a mystery green. And I think it does have a more blue, but I do like there's like on the edges you can see a bit, maybe here, a bit of like a color variation. So I thought that that turned out really well, and perhaps I will sell them to my knitting friends in the future. We'll see. And next on my acquisitions, I will talk about, oh, let me talk about that yarn that I got today. So I said I went to the yarn store. I think I said I went to the yarn store with my brother. And I got this Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. 3 balls of it. Let me share it with you. And it is in the color Plum Rose. So I have never knit with this base. Let's see here. It fits so perfectly. I've never knit with this base, but it is a 100% silk, and I thought it'd be really great for summer because summers in Minnesota can be really hot and humid, and then in the fall I have 2 trips to warmer places, so I'm gonna have a lot of warm weather in my future, and I thought that doing more warm weather knits would be really great because my summer wardrobe is a bit lacking. So I think with this one I want to make the fleur cami or the fleur top. I'll put a pattern and name here. I don't remember the designer's name, but I think that this would just be like really nice in that. And I think with the silk, it is like a lace cami, so it'll be very like breathable, and then with the silk as well, it'll be really nice on those just like hot humid days. And yes, I'm looking forward to knitting that. That's what I went to the store for. This is what I also left the store with. It is Ritual Dyes Undine in the color Slate. Is their fingering, 4-ply fingering, 60/40 organic cotton linen, and 382 yards for 100 grams. And I'm thinking of making a top with this, but I'm not sure which top that I want to make. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I haven't knit with anything linen before. I've done cotton, like 100% cotton, and same with like I haven't knit with silk. The silk kind of feels like cotton, to be honest, because it's not the, what is it? It's like barrette silk. And it's like sustainable and cruelty free, so it's not like the super silky, soft, shiny silk. Kind of feels like cotton, to be honest. And this one does feel a little more, I would say, rough, but I think it'll knit up really well and be perfect for summer with that cotton linen composition. So yeah, I don't know what top that I want to knit with it. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. So I have about 700 yards. And we'll see. And maybe if I like end up liking my Sassy V, maybe I'll just make that in a short sleeve. We'll see. I think I would like this in a short sleeve. I don't think I want to use that for long. And now, next, some fun stuff. I took a e-spinning class at this local yarn store called Darn It Anyway. It's in Stillwater, Minnesota, which was a little road trip for me, but it was very fun. I took it with my friend Lindsay, and it came with this electric eel wheel, the Nano 2. So in the class they kind of taught us how to use it and then how to spin. So I've done some spinning before, like last summer. If you look back on my old podcast, someone at my work gave away 2 fleeces, and my dad and I and my friend Lindsay, we processed it, and we carded and spun it into yarn. But that was using like a traditional treadle wheel, and so I've been thinking about actually getting an electric wheel for a while, because I like how it's so portable, and also you can control the height you want it to be at by putting it on different height things. And like one of the things I noticed with the treadle wheel is just that my posture wasn't that great, so I would get a lot of body pains. But I think I'm also a little like, can be a little like obsessive with some of these hobbies of like, when I get going I just want to keep going until it's done. So yeah, I've been thinking of getting an electric wheel for a while, and this class popped up, and so we ended up taking it, and it was really nice. I think we learned a lot and got on a lot of practice, and we got to take home our little Nano, which I did debate if I wanted to like upgrade to the bigger one, but I think having the small one is kind of nice. I think I like the portability of it, and I do eventually want to get a treadle wheel, but I think I need to like try different wheels and shop around a little more before I commit to one. I do like, because it's small, it doesn't take up so much space in my house. I feel like I take up a lot of space in my house with all of my crafts and other pursuits, like have a room for my office, take up the living room with my piano, have my own bedroom, made a dance studio in a different room. So just kind of being a little more conscious about the space that I'm taking up. Yeah, and it's been pretty good. I don't think that I am spinning that consistently with it. One of the things that I noticed is that because, you know, it's an electric wheel, you don't get to, with the, you know, a treadle wheel, you can change the speed like really easily, and with the electric one, you know, you just have it at a speed. You can change it, but it's not so easy to go like have these little spurts of speed. So it's just like, you know, figuring out some of the nuances. One of the things I really struggled with was just like getting it to go onto the bobbin. So that was one thing that I didn't love, because I feel like it was a lot easier to do that when I'm using a treadle wheel, because you can just kind of get it to go a little faster and then it'll just pull it up. And you also have to like pinch, like hold the fiber really gently in comparison to when you're using a normal treadle wheel. So just like these different nuances that I need to work on, and I do think that I am able to spin finer than I was when I was doing the wheel, and I think they say like this Nano is really great for really like fine spinning. So I guess we'll see. This, when we took the class, it also came with this gray Shetland, and I actually finished like a bobbin of it. I was having some like weird issues too, so I just started a different bobbin, but I finished a bobbin of the gray Shetland, and then the white is a Cheviot. So I ended up liking the gray a little more for the spinning class, but I think I will just spin up both of them for practice. And then when I was there, because we got a little discount for taking a class, they had some fiber, and these are both from Honey Gold Acres. So this one is Rambouillet, 4 ounces, and I cannot really read what the color is. It's like Ruthdan, something like that. But I think it's just like a really nice autumnal color. You can see, yeah, that I really liked. It has all those pinks and greens and purples and oranges. And then I got this one, is Falkland, 4 ounce, and I cannot read what the color is, but I feel like it was like very mermaid vibes, so I like that, all the pinks and greens, or like teals. So I'm excited to knit these. I got them more for, I think, practice. I've only spun with natural colored fiber so far, so I think, you know, having colorful fiber will be really motivating and when I'm practicing my spinning, because I went to the Shepherd's Harvest Festival, which is the sheep and wool festival here in Minnesota, and I picked up a pound of fiber. This is from Dakota Carding and Wool, Biota Yarns Carded Wool, and it is CVM Merino Wool, Blueface Leicester, Border Leicester, Border Leicester, Alpaca, and Silk Noil. And it's a pound of it, and this is just like a beautiful blend of sunshine. So it's got like pinks and magentas and oranges and yellows. So there it is. So I'm really excited to spin with this, but because it's got that alpaca and the silk, I'm a little intimidated, and because I want to hopefully get a sweater out of this 1 pound, I really need to work on my spinning and practice. If I get it to be like a DK or smaller, like I think I for sure will be able to get a sweater's quantity out of it, but I don't think I'm spinning that like consistently yet. So I got those other fibers, but I think if I get through the Shetland and Cheviot that came with the class and then get through the colored ones, I will be ready to spin this one. And maybe by then I will have a big treadle wheel and I won't have to go like 2 ounces at a time, because I feel like that would take forever. But I think it's also one of the things that I also like was thinking about when I'm going between the small one and the big one is like, because it's small, you can only put 2 ounces, that it would really like help me pace myself and not just like overdo the spinning. So I think that actually is all I had to talk to you about. Yes. So I'll wrap it up now. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you recently subscribed, you can also subscribe upon watching this video if you like. Thank you so much for your support. I am excited to be doing these videos again, and I do hope to add some more variety into them and try to get on a somewhat regular schedule with it. But I guess we will see what happens. Had a lot of fun talking about my recent mix. Let me know what you think about me just like sharing my pottery with you. The stuff that I showed today was pretty like fiber related, but maybe in the future I'll have not so fiber related things and maybe other things to share as well. We shall see. Oh, I do remember at Shepherd's Harvest I did get a felting, like a felting pillow pad thing, so maybe some felting in my future. I really want to felt my dog some toys, because in the fiber processing we ended up felting some of the fiber, so I think making some like toys or dry balls would be great for that. My dog, who's right here, is about to jump off. Let me bring him up. I need to say hi. He's a sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy. Here he is. Here to say bye to you. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're working on and what you're excited for. And oh, if you have any suggestions for my ritual dyes fiber of a top for summer, that'd be really great. And until next time, we'll say bye. Bye.